The Secret of the Stars, a Dogon Mystery of Mali. The rocky cliffs of the Bandiagara Escarpment towered over the land like ancient sentinels, holding secrets whispered through generations. In the heart of Mali, among the Dogon people, one such secret had been passed down, a story woven with stars, spirits, and wisdom, one that warned of pride and the price of knowledge. This is the story of Damu, a young boy eager to uncover the truth behind the stars, and the secret of Nommo, the ancient spirit said to have come from the heavens. It is a tale of curiosity, courage, and humility, carrying a lesson for all who seek wisdom today. The boy who wanted to know the stars. In the village of Sanga, nestled at the foot of the escarpment, Damu was known for his endless questions. His grandmother often chuckled, "You'll ask the stars themselves one day." But Damu wasn't satisfied with stories told around the fire. He wanted answers. He wanted to know why the stars moved across the sky and what secrets the elders spoke of when they whispered the name Nommo. The elders told the legend often. Nommo, the first living being, had come from a distant star, Sirius. It was Nommo who taught the Dogon people how to farm, build homes, and find water in the dry season. But the most sacred part of the story was kept hidden, spoken only to the wisest elders in secret ceremonies. Damu burned with the need to understand. One evening, as his grandmother hummed a lullaby, he asked her, "Grandmother, how do the elders know so much about the stars?" She smiled, her wrinkles deepening under the flickering firelight. "Some knowledge comes from the heavens, child, and some must be earned with patience. Those who are not ready for wisdom only see the darkness." Damu frowned. Patience wasn't one of his strengths. The Forbidden Cave. One night, as the moon hung low over the cliffs, Damu made a decision. He would find the sacred place where the elders met, the cave said to hold the knowledge of Nommo. If the elders wouldn't tell him the truth, he would discover it for himself. Climbing barefoot up the rocky path, Damu's heart pounded in his chest. The stars above him glittered like silver lanterns, and the cool night breeze whispered through the trees. When he reached the mouth of the cave, hidden behind thick vines, he hesitated. He knew it was forbidden, but curiosity pulled him forward like a thread on a loom. Inside the cave, the air was cool and heavy with the scent of earth. Ancient drawings covered the walls, figures of men and women, animals, and strange beings with elongated bodies. In the center of the cave stood a stone altar, and on it lay something that took Damu's breath away, a star map. The map shimmered faintly, depicting constellations in precise detail, more than Damu had ever imagined. In the middle was a symbol for Sirius, the star connected to Nommo. As Damu stared, the patterns seemed to shift and dance, as if alive. Suddenly he felt a strange presence, as though the cave itself was watching him. A voice, ancient and gentle, echoed in his mind. "You have found what you seek, little one, but are you ready for the cost?" The visitor from the stars. Before Damu could respond, the air in the cave grew warm, and a shimmering figure appeared before him, Nommo, the celestial being from the legend. His body was sleek like water, his eyes glowing with the light of distant stars. He spoke without words, his thoughts flowing into Damu's mind like a river. "You wish to know the stars," Nommo said, "but knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. Tell me, child, what will you do with what you learn?" Damu faltered. He had never thought about that. I want to understand, to know what the elders know." Nommo tilted his head, his gaze deep and unreadable. "The elders do not keep secrets to withhold knowledge. They guard it because understanding comes with responsibility. Will you use what you learn to help others, or only to feed your pride?" Damu swallowed hard. The answer didn't come easily. For the first time, he wondered if his curiosity had been selfish. But before he could say anything more, Nommo spoke again. "If you are ready to listen, I will teach you, but only if you promise to use what you learn to guide, not to boast." Damu nodded, his heart pounding in his chest. "I promise." A journey through the cosmos. In a flash, Damu found himself no longer in the cave but among the stars. He floated weightlessly, surrounded by galaxies swirling in endless patterns. Nommo guided him, showing him the connections between the stars and the earth, how the cycles of the heavens shaped the seasons, and how the Dogon people had learned to live in harmony with the universe. Damu saw how every star was connected to life on earth, how water, light, and time were intertwined. He understood the sacred balance, how knowledge without care could disrupt the natural order. When the vision ended, Damu was back in the cave, but something had changed within him. He no longer burned with restless curiosity. Instead, he felt a deep sense of responsibility. The lesson of the stars. Damu returned to the village just as the sun began to rise. His grandmother was waiting for him, a knowing smile on her face. "The stars told you what you needed, didn't they?" Damu nodded. "They did. But they also told me that wisdom is not just about knowing, it's about caring." From that day on, Damu approached the world with new eyes. He listened more than he spoke, and when others came to him with questions, he shared what he knew with kindness and patience. He learned that true knowledge is not a weapon but a gift that must be shared responsibly. A legacy of wisdom. Years later, Damu grew into a wise elder, guiding his people with the knowledge he had gained. The village thrived under his leadership, and the Dogon people continued to live in harmony with the rhythms of the earth and the stars. When his own grandchildren asked about the stars, Damu would smile and say, "The stars are teachers, but only if we are willing to listen with open hearts." And he would tell them the story of Nommo, the celestial being who taught him that wisdom without humility is like a river without water, useless and dry. The lesson for today. In today's fast-paced world, where knowledge is easily accessible but often used carelessly, the story of Damu and Nommo teaches us an important lesson. True wisdom comes not just from knowing, but from understanding how to use knowledge with care and compassion. Whether in science, technology, or everyday interactions, it is easy to chase information for personal gain. But like Damu, we must remember that knowledge is a gift meant to be shared wisely. The balance between curiosity and responsibility is the key to creating a better world for ourselves and others. Conclusion. The story of Damu and the Dogon tribe reminds us that the mysteries of the universe are not meant to be hoarded, but explored with humility and care. And so, whenever you look up at the night sky, remember the boy who learned that wisdom lies not in knowing all the answers, but in knowing how to share them with love.